Macy's one-day mattress sale starts Thursday at 3 p.m. with the lowest prices of the season and specials from Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, and more. Plus free delivery with a minimum purchase of $787. Shop Macy's.com or call 1-800-MACY-BED.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining me here today. In this flow, we'll be warming up our entire body, getting nice and bendy and stretchy and just feeling good all over. I want to remind you to move with your own body, listen to your own body. It's always most important that you do what feels good to you. So if anytime you want to pause a video, do your own thing, or modify to suit your own needs, I encourage that. We'll start by bringing our attention to breath. So sitting in a comfortable seated position, lengthening inhales and exhales. And as we move with our breath, begin to pull your left shoulder up and set it down. Now with the right, moving it up and down. So alternating sides, taking a big roll in the shoulder. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and down. Continue this on each side at your own pace. And reverse direction, so beginning to pull forward instead of pressing down and back. Up and down, up and down. Take a few more of these. And we'll begin to do both sides at the same time, so pulling up and rounding out, down and back. Inhale and lift and lower. Lift and lower. Reversing directions, coming over forward and down, forward and down. Take one more. Find your way at center and begin to press your chest forward. Pull your shoulder blades down and back as you send your gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale and round out, creating some traction between your shoulder blades. Feeling a big stretch through your upper back. And as you come up, shake it out a little side to side. Find your wiggles. Shaking out side to side and moving a little forward and backwards. You can switch up between these. Just getting ourselves feeling a little warm and silly. Begin to take those into some small circles. Switching directions. And eventually finding your way right back to center, taking a big roll in your shoulders and centering yourself here. Drop hands down by your hips on either side. Inhale, circle them up, and exhale, round forward. Inhale, lift the hands up, and exhale, set them down behind you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round through the back, press forward, big stretch through the upper back. Inhale, lift, and exhale, tap the ground behind you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, lift, and exhale, open up. Continue here. Inhale. Exhale, press the air out round. Begin to build some heat in your body as you move through these. So drawing the breath in a little deeper and pressing out with more power. Next time you're forward, go ahead and hold here. Wrap your right hand around your left wrist and pull to the side. Come through center and switch sides. Return to center, interlace both fingertips, keep your gaze down towards the ground, And inhale your head up with your hands, releasing both hands behind you. Take a little back bend here, pressing your chest towards the ceiling, actively pulling your shoulder blades back behind you. So if you see from the side, I'm really pressing, trying to get an arch through my upper back. And go ahead and come back to your seated position, finding your way to all fours, however is most comfortable for you to get there. Aligning shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. Go ahead and wiggle it out a little left and right, shifting the weight into one hip and then the other. Go ahead and take your hands a little wider and continue this motion, bringing the stretch into your shoulders as well as your outer hip. So continuing this motion as you lift up and lower the chest. Continue moving side to side and lower, as if you're doing push-ups here. So lift an inch or two and lower an inch or two. Up, down, building heat. Pull side at the bottom. Hold here and gently return up to your all fours, your tabletop position. As you hold here, begin to draw little circles in the hips, actively engaging the core, pulling belly button into spine. Drawing circles, pressing into one side of the hip and then the other. Go ahead and switch directions. And find your way to center. Find that nice flat back, core engaged. Release your left foot behind you and press through your heel for a big stretch through the calf and the ankle. Inhale, lift the foot, and exhale, bring the toe down right back into that calf stretch. Lift and lower. Really squeezing, engaging the leg. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Engage through your glute and your hamstring as you lift, squeeze, and lower. Lift, lower. Couple more. And hold here. Next move, we hold and extend. Exhale, pull knee into chest. Extend, knee to chest. Extend, knee to chest. Extend. Hold here. Extend the opposite arm as well. So we're moving right arm, left leg, pull in, elbow to knee, and extend back. Elbow to knee, and extend back. Always feel free to watch and then do it with me. Extend back. Hold here. Pulls up. Up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. And release down back to tabletop. Release your right foot back towards the back wall, taking that big stretch through your calf and your ankle. Tone up through the thigh and inhale. Lift the foot. And tap it down, stretch. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Couple more. Keep it up. Remember to engage the glute and the hamstring. Squeeze the leg. Next time you're up, hold it up. And exhale, draw in, knee to chest, squeeze, and back. Knee to chest, and back. Chest, and back. 2 more. option to add the opposite arm. So left arm lifts, right hand stays down. Squeeze in, elbow to knee, and press out. In and out. In and out. One more. Hold here and up towards the ceiling. Pulse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold it up and release. Bring the big toes to touch and walk the hands a little further out in front of you. So press the hands, actively press the hips back. Inhaling forward, and exhale, press the hips back. Forward and back. Forward and back. This time hold forward. Draw a big circle over to your left, through the back, through the right, and forward. Switch directions to the right, back, left, and forward, and to the left. Circle around, and to the right. Circle around. One more time each side. And press back to that half child's pose where you're actively pressing the hips up and back at the same time. Press, press, press with the hands. And release onto all fours. Go ahead and tuck your toes and press up into your first down dog here. Walk it out a little left and right. So bend into your right knee and lengthen through the left. And switch, bend into the left and lengthen through the right. Switch right. And left. Switch right and left and right and left and right and left and right and left. Go ahead and hold center. Inhale, lift up high on the toes. As you exhale, bend through your knees, press your chest towards your thighs. Release that, and exhale, bend through the knees, press the chest towards the thighs. Take a couple more of these as you exhale, close in, and release. Close in, and release. Keep your hips pressing up towards the ceiling, press in, and release. And go ahead and walk feet up to hands. Take a forward fold at the top of your mat. Shake out a little through the legs. That feels good. And take hands at opposite elbows. Allow your head and neck to hang long, releasing any tension you're holding there. We'll build a bit of a movement here. Bend into the knees, sinking the hips low. So keep your hands and the upper body positioning the same. All that's happening is a hinging at the knees and your hips drop low. See if you can keep as much weight as possible in your heels. So really sinking your weight back. Lift the chest a little more each time you come down. You can take this as shallow or as deep as you like. Maybe your hips come all the way towards your heels. And go ahead and hold in that squatted position and release. Shake it out a little, left and right. Allow your head and neck to swing side to side, your arms to swing side to side. Make this movement as big as you like. And go ahead and slow it down. Find some stillness in the center. Inhale and lift up halfway. Nice flat back parallel to the mat. And exhale, fold down. Keeping that bend in your knees. Inhale, lift halfway, keep the gaze towards the ground. And exhale, fold. Nice, strong, all the way through the fingertips. Feel that energy, lift and fold. Lift up and fold. Lift and fold. One more. Lift and fold. Hold here. Bend it out. Shake out the knees and the hips. Keep the left foot where it is and step the right foot back about 2 or maybe 3 feet. Begin to straighten out through the front leg. If this doesn't feel good to you and you find a lot of rounding in your back, grab a block or anything really that you can prop your hands up on to find some more length through your spine. You can even take your hands to your hips or your shins. That makes it more of a balance work for you as well. So wherever you're at, wherever your hands are, find some motion hinging forward and back in the hips. And you'll notice a spot right in the middle where the stretch is the deepest. To test this, you can even bring your hand to the small of your back and feel where it's most level. And that should be where you want to be. Bring hands to hips, inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and lower. Lifting and lowering. Bring the hands out, hold here. Bring more power in, inhale above your head, and exhale along your sides. In front and behind. In front and behind. Press the air out, move a little faster. And exhale, release forward, remove the block if you had it. Bend into that front knee and drop the right knee to the ground. So level 1 here, press the top of the foot, lift it off the ground just a little, and exhale, bring the knee back down. Lift and down. Lift and lower. To make this a little more challenging, lift up higher. Don't tap the knee down, but make your left glute work. So lower and lift. Lower, almost tapping and lifting. Power through that standing leg. It's a yoga version of a curtsy lunge here. Almost tapping and set that back knee down. Go ahead and walk the back knee back a couple inches. And lower yourself into a nice lunge. And how you want alignment here is that front knee right over the ankle. If you find it's over in front of the ankle, go ahead and walk the foot out a little further. You can find some pulses here if that feels good. And exhale, reverse the stretch, straightening out through the front leg. Hinging forward and back. This is one of my favorite movements. Awesome for the hip flexor of the back leg, hamstring of the front leg. If you want a little more challenge, go ahead and pick up your chest, bring hands to heart center or to hips as you continue this motion. Lunge forward. Take your hands on either side of that front foot and pick up the back knee and lower it. Pick it up and lower. Pick it up and lower. A couple more of these. Really working into that hip flexor. If you're working towards your splits, which I know a lot of you are, this is an awesome one. And hold it up. Gently lowering down, pick up that right foot, place it next to the left forward fold at the top of your mat, shake it out a little, notice the difference between both legs, and we'll get going on our other side here. Take hands at opposite elbows, take a couple more of those squats, so lower the hips, lift the chest. If you want to make it more intense, you can reach the hands down towards the floor and lift up. So I'm interlacing my fingers here, but you can take any arm variation you'd like. And if you dip the hips a little lower, again, really bring power into these. You want to warm up your muscles. Inhale, half lift, fold, half lift, fold, half lift, fold, half lift, and fold. Hold here. Keep the right foot planted and step the left foot back 2 or 3 feet, the same distance you did on the other side. And you can tilt the left foot out a little bit for more balance. If you use the block on the other side, do so on this side, always making yourselves even. And begin to hinge a little forward and a little back, finding that level spot or the tightest spot in the stretch. Maybe you take your hand to the small of your back and feel where it's most level, and go ahead and hold there. Go ahead and hold the stretch still, and bring your hands to your shin or to your hips. Find some balance. Inhale, lift the chest, stand up. And exhale, bend over forward. Lift and lower, maybe hands come to heart center. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Hold here. Hands open up to airplane arms by your sides. Inhale above the head and exhale to your sides. Lift and to the side. Build some heat. Lift to the side. Up and down. Up and down. Press the air out. Up and down. And hands come to either side of that front foot. Bend into the front knee. And go ahead and drop the left knee down behind you. So press with the hands and press through that front leg. Lift the back leg and set it down. Knee comes all the way down. Press the top of the back foot, lift up and lower. Lift and lower. Remember, if you want that challenge, try not to lower the shin all the way down. Maybe you tap the knee or just hover it above the ground. Lower and lift, engaging the right glute, pressing power through the right leg. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. One more. And lower all the way down. Back knee comes down, then it scoots back a couple inches. We can lower into that low lunge on the floor so the front knee is directly over the ankle. Exhale and reverse the stretch, straightening out through the front leg. Hinge forward and back. Forward and back. Move at your own pace here, doing what your body needs. Next time you're forward, hold there. Tuck the back toe and pick up that back knee. It's really activating the stretch. Drop the back knee down. And lift it up. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Take a couple more in your own time here. And go ahead and step that back foot up to meet the right foot. Find a forward fold at the top of the mat, then go ahead and toe heel your feet out wide for a wide-legged forward fold. Round, round, round through your back. And if you find that you're rounding when your hands are on the floor naturally, take a block and do the same exercise. So round, 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 and exhale, press down. Spine is flat or maybe a little arch. So round and arch, working a cat-cow in this wide-legged forward fold. So take a couple more of those, eventually settling down into your wide-legged forward fold, finding some stillness. Ideally, you'd like to be hanging here with a nice long spine. Trying to take any little round out. Go ahead and swing it out left and right, finding some dynamic movement, working mobility in the hips here. One of my favorite exercises. I do it all the time. As you move out side to side, try and find a little figure 8 in your hips. And I changed the camera angle here so you can see a little better. Pressing into one side and down, so it sways out, and my upper body is helping the movement a lot. So whether or not you figure that out, go ahead and hold here and begin to walk the hands a little more forward. So think about this as being in a child's pose with wide legs. Take your time, and for a little deeper stretch, walk the hands through the legs and behind. Let all the air go as you slowly return to center and begin to bend into the right knee. And the left. And take it to one side and then the other, moving at your own pace. Keep your hands on the ground, and you can bring your hands not quite as wide as your legs, but still pretty wide. Dipping into the elbow if that feels alright. Again, one of my favorite hip opening exercises. Go ahead and hold on one side. And sink down a little lower. Maybe you allow your heel to come down to the mat, your hip to sink towards your other heel. Option for a bind or a half bind here if that's in your practice. If it's totally out of it, don't worry about trying. I just like to show variations here. Go ahead and switch sides. Again, sinking a little lower, maybe the heel comes down and the leg opens a little bit. Option to take your bind if you did on the other side. And we'll try one more time on each side. So if you're taking the bind, you can see what that looks like from the back. Sinking on over to your left. The arms right behind. And if you're super close to your bind but you can't quite get it, it's totally awesome to take a yoga strap or a towel, whatever you have, and hold that between your hands to get the feel for it. And switch sides. We'll return to center, throw a wide-legged forward fold, toe heel the feet in towards one another, and begin to sink the hips down towards Malasana Yogi Squat. If this totally does not feel good on your hips or your ankles, you can take a yoga block and sit on it here, or whatever you have to sit on to kind of prop you up so you can do all the same movements with us. So as we sit in Malasana, go ahead and turn your gaze over to one side and open up the top arm. Take those little circles and switch sides. Gaze goes up and take your little circles. We'll lean forward a little bit, taking the hands wide And this is one of my favorite stretches, this assisted frog stretch. So it may feel like you're setting up to move into crow, the arm balance, but we're using this more to open the hips. So you can release a little and come back into it. Really take your time with this one. Feel your weight press through your elbows and stack down through your wrists and your fingers. Gently release as you toe heel your feet in closer towards one another to find a narrow squat. If you need to lean forward to bring more weight to your hands and less out of your ankles, totally do that. Otherwise, see if you can find some balance in releasing your fingers and pull your hands a little to your left and to your right. Come through center to all fours. And we'll begin to find our cat-cow and add in whatever variation you like. So if that's a basic cat-cow, do that. My variation is as I lower, I roll through my shoulders and then rounding at the top. So lower and roll and round. Lower as you roll and round up. Lower, roll, and round up. And then take a few more of those on your own time, and eventually we'll lower all the way down to our bellies. And as you lay here, begin to engage through your legs, through your lower back, your upper back, taking hands at opposite elbows or in a clasp behind your back as you lift your chest. Lifting a little higher. Engage a little more, lift up. Maybe you take your hands in a full clasp, pull your shoulder blades together as you press your chest forward, pressing through the tops of your feet. Lift a little higher. Deep breath in. And exhale. Release all the way down to your mat. Hands come wide and airplane arms to either side. Inhale and lift, and exhale, lower. Lift, tense up and lower. Remember to engage through the feet. Lift, press the tops of the feet down and lower. Lift and lower, and I'll give an option to lift the feet as well. If you lift the feet as you lift the head, squeeze your inner thighs in towards one another. Try not to let your legs flare out to either side. Lift and lower. One more, lift up, hold here. 3, 2, 1, and bring yourself all the way down. Press through the hands as you begin to roll into one shoulder and then the other, as we did in our warm-up today. Lifting the chest through cobra. Engage your abdominals to keep your back safe. So lower and lift and lower and lift. Remember to keep that core engaged as you move. Next time you're up, go ahead and hold there. Bend a little into both elbows, really bringing the stretch into the upper back. Press your heart forward towards the front of the room. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. This time hold there. Send your gaze over your left shoulder. Maybe you bend your left foot, or your left knee I should say. Lower down. Lift up. Bend your right knee. Pull your right foot towards your head and lower down. We'll do one more each side. Lift to the left and to the right. I lied. One more. To the left And to the right now, lower all the way down. Bend at your knees and press your hips up towards the ceiling. We'll work our way towards puppy pose. So hips stay right over the knees. It's a lot like child's pose. So you can bring your forehead down, or if you're a little more open, your chin can come all the way down as you press your chest a little closer. This is a huge shoulder opener as well as an upper spine stretch. Option to bend at the elbows and take your hands in namaste for deeper into the shoulders. Begin to press into your hands as you sink your hips back towards your heels for child's pose. Walk your hands a little to your left. And to your right. Come through center. Take a deep breath in and out. Roll yourself all the way up to seated. Bring attention back to posture. And that's all I have for this flow. Feel free to move on to another flow.